Welcome to this transformative journey where we'll explore the ancient wisdom of Buddhism and discover practical techniques to master your emotions, particularly anger. I'm your guide on this path to inner peace, and today we'll delve into the art of staying calm and breaking free from the chains of anger. Imagine a life where you're no longer at the mercy of your emotions, where you can face any challenge with a serene mind and an open heart. This isn't just a dream. It's a reality that countless individuals have achieved through the timeless teachings of Buddhism. And today, you're taking the first step towards joining their ranks. But before we dive into the specifics, let's take a moment to reflect on why this journey is so crucial. In our fast-paced, high-stress world, anger has become an all-too-common companion. It seeps into our relationships, clouds our judgment, and often leaves us feeling drained and regretful. But what if I told you that anger is merely a habit, a learned response that we can unlearn and replace with something far more powerful? This is where Buddhist wisdom comes in. For thousands of years, Buddhist practitioners have been developing and refining techniques to cultivate inner peace and emotional balance. These aren't mystical secrets reserved for monks in faraway monasteries. They're practical, actionable strategies that you can implement in your daily life starting today. Now, you might be wondering, is it really possible to never be angry again? The short answer is yes. But it's important to understand that this isn't about suppressing your emotions or becoming an emotionless robot. Instead, it's about developing a new relationship with your feelings, one where you're in control, not your anger. So, let's begin our exploration with one of the fundamental principles of Buddhist thought, mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When it comes to anger management, mindfulness is your secret weapon. Here's a simple exercise to get you started. The next time you feel anger rising, take a deep breath and pause. Notice the physical sensations in your body. Is your heart racing? Are your muscles tense? Simply observe these sensations without trying to change them. This act of observation creates a small but crucial gap between the trigger and your response. In this gap lies your power. It's the space where you can choose how to react rather than being swept away by the current of your emotions. With practice, you'll find that this gap grows larger, giving you more time to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. But mindfulness is just the beginning. Another powerful tool in the Buddhist arsenal is compassion, particularly self-compassion. Often, our anger is fueled by self-judgment and unrealistic expectations. We get angry at ourselves for making mistakes, for not being perfect. Buddhist wisdom teaches us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we'd offer a dear friend. Try this. The next time you're feeling angry with yourself, place a hand over your heart and say, "This is a moment of suffering. Suffering is part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment." This simple act of self-compassion can diffuse anger and open the door to healing and growth. Now, let's address one of the most common sources of anger, other people. In our interconnected world, conflicts with others are inevitable. But Buddhism offers a perspective shift that can transform these encounters. It's the concept of interdependence, the idea that we're all connected, all part of a greater whole. When someone cuts you off in traffic or says something hurtful, try to see them as part of your larger human family. They too are struggling, trying to find happiness and avoiding suffering, just like you. This doesn't mean you condone their actions, but it allows you to respond with understanding rather than anger. Here's a powerful visualization to help with this. Imagine the person who's angered you as a small child, scared and confused. How would you treat that child? With anger and retribution, or with patience and kindness? This mental shift can completely change your emotional response. But what about those deep-seated angers, the ones that seem to have taken root in our very being? Buddhist wisdom offers a profound tool for addressing these: forgiveness meditation. This isn't about forgetting or excusing harmful actions. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment. Here's how to practice forgiveness meditation. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind someone you're angry with. Visualize them clearly. Now, repeat these phrases. I forgive you. May you be free from suffering. May you find peace. If you find this difficult, start by forgiving yourself for holding on to the anger. With time and practice, you may find that your anger begins to dissolve, replaced by a sense of peace and freedom. Now, let's talk about a concept that's often misunderstood: detachment. In Buddhist thought, detachment doesn't mean not caring, it means not clinging. It's about loosening our grip on our expectations, our need for control, and our insistence that things should be a certain way. Think about the last time you were angry. Chances are, it was because reality didn't match your expectations. You expected respect, but received criticism. You expected success, but faced failure. By practicing detachment, we learn to accept reality as it is, not as we think it should be. Here's a practical way to cultivate detachment. Start noticing your expectations throughout the day. When you feel anger rising, ask yourself, what expectation am I holding on to right now? Simply recognizing these expectations can loosen their hold on you. But detachment isn't about becoming passive. On the contrary, Buddhism encourages skillful action. The key is to act from a place of clarity and compassion rather than reactivity and anger. This is where the Buddhist concept of right speech comes into play. Right speech is about communicating in a way that is truthful, helpful, and kind. When faced with a situation that would normally provoke anger, try this approach. Take a deep breath, and before speaking, ask yourself 3 questions. Is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If you can answer yes to all 3, proceed. If not, take another breath and reconsider. This practice can revolutionize your interactions, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for understanding and growth. It's not about suppressing your thoughts or feelings, but about expressing them in a way that's constructive rather than destructive. Now, let's address a common misconception: that letting go of anger means becoming a pushover. Nothing could be further from the truth. Buddhist wisdom teaches us to stand firm in our values and to take action when necessary. The difference is that we do so from a place of inner calm and clarity rather than reactive anger. Consider the concept of fierce compassion. This is the ability to say no, to set boundaries, to protect yourself and others from harm, all without anger. It's like a martial art for the mind, allowing you to be strong and decisive while maintaining inner peace. To cultivate fierce compassion, start by getting clear on your values. What's truly important to you? What lines are you not willing to cross? Once you're clear on these, you can stand firm in your convictions without needing anger as a crutch. As we near the end of our journey, let's talk about one of the most powerful antidotes to anger: gratitude. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that much of our suffering comes from focusing on what we lack, rather than appreciating what we have. Cultivating gratitude can shift our entire perspective, making us less prone to anger and more open to joy. Try this simple gratitude practice. Each night before bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, a kind word from a friend, a delicious meal, a moment of beauty in nature. By regularly focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you're training your mind to see the good in the world, making it harder for anger to take hold. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but how do I maintain these practices in the heat of the moment? This is where the power of habit comes in. Just like any skill, staying calm in the face of anger gets easier with practice. Start small. Choose one technique we've discussed, maybe mindfulness, self-compassion or gratitude, and commit to practicing it for just 5 minutes a day. As it becomes more natural, gradually increase the duration and frequency. Over time, you'll find that these practices become your default response, even in challenging situations. Remember, this is a journey. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity and moments of confusion. But with each step, you're moving closer to a life of greater peace and emotional freedom. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a powerful visualization. Imagine yourself as a mountain. Emotions like anger are like storms that pass over you. They may be intense, but they're temporary. The mountain remains steady, unshaken at its core. This is the state of inner calm that Buddhist wisdom can help you achieve. You have within you the power to transform your relationship with anger. The techniques we've explored today, mindfulness, compassion, forgiveness, detachment, right speech, fierce compassion, and gratitude, are your tools on this journey. Use them wisely, practice them diligently, and watch as your life transforms. Remember, the goal isn't to never feel anger. It's to develop such a deep well of inner peace that anger no longer controls you. It's about responding to life's challenges with wisdom and compassion rather than reacting with anger and resentment. So, I invite you to take the first step on this transformative journey today. Choose one practice that resonated with you and commit to implementing it in your life. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might be just what someone else needs to hear. And if you found value in this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us reach more people with these life-changing teachings. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Buddhist wisdom. May you find peace, may you cultivate compassion, and may you live a life free from the chains of anger. Until next time, be well, be mindful, and remember, your inner peace is always just a breath away.